Afternoon, everyone. Say hi. Hi, Gracie. I'm fine, thank you. Hi, Caroline. Yeah, it's a little bit different for me. Oh, I've got an echo on there. Don't want that. Get rid of that. That's it. Right. Let's see. Yeah, this is a new brand that we're launching on Hochanda on Tuesday at 3 and 7, as the description says. Remind me. This is Fairy Hugs, and Fairy Hugs are a USA company, so I hope that I've timed this Facebook Live so that some of our American friends can be watching. So we're launching them, brand new supplier. It's a husband and wife company, very small, and it's really grown out of their children's love of things, magical things like obviously fairies and gnomes and elves and things like that. But there's also some under the sea in there as well. Hi Tracy, hi Judy, hi Annette. If you're from the USA, do say. Be really nice to know if some of our American friends are watching. There is a group on Facebook called Fairy Hugs Store, because I think somebody else nicked Fairy Hugs. It's somebody totally different. So Fairy Hugs Store is actually a group, and if you head on over there after we finish perhaps and join the group, they are going to be doing some giveaways to kind of coincide with the launch and to celebrate the launch, because like I say, it's a relatively new company, and we are actually launching some of the brand new stamps. Some of them are already launched. These are some of them that are on this card here, but some of them you won't have seen on their store before. So hi Julia. Yeah, so we'll crack on and I'll show you some of my samples. The design team are absolutely brilliant, and you will see over on the Facebook group lots and lots of inspiration from them, and I'm just really demonstrating them, so it's really my demos you're seeing. So you know, if you don't want to see my demos, just close your eyes for the next few seconds. So this is the I can't remember all the names. This is the Fairy Door, I think it's called. Oh, where's my stamps? They are all photopolymer stamps. They're all very, very good quality, deeply etched, if that's what you can call photopolymer stamps. So they do stamp really well. Fairy House, this one's called. Whip that away again. So this one's been on my blog today, and we've also got two of the gnomes on here. And then we've got, this is a nautical one. We've got Annette, which is the stamp on the show. We've also got a whale, and there's a trio of seahorses, and Oscar, which is the octopus, and we are going to be using him today. We're going to make two cards today. Hi Karen, hi David, and we're going to make two cards. We're going to do one kind of fairy themed and one nautical themed. Watch out for these if you're a Sentimentally Yours fan. They're coming next week. Then we've got this one here, which is one of the fairies. We've got these great toadstools, which we are going to be using today. There are three fairies that are playing instruments that are on the show. There's a violin, a saxophone, and another one. Not very good, am I? Can't remember. There's loads of stamps. Here's the other one, trumpet. So this is a very simple card to do. Just a masked off background, one of the stamps, and then a couple of Sentimentally Yours stamps on there, and some oxides. So really easy, really simple. The backgrounds that you're seeing, these are actually available on the show. They're 6x6 backgrounds, and they'll take your inks, and you can enhance them and change them wherever you want to. So I've got the net that I've added in the background here, and this will be blogged in full detail tomorrow. We've got the turtle. There's this boat, love this sunken boat, and it does come with the anchor. I've got the whale again, like him, and then we've got another one of the fairies sat leaning on a tree stump. We've got again the mushrooms and one of the other stamps around here, and one of Phil's sentiments. So you can see with the dies as well, the fairyscapes as they're called, the backgrounds will fit perfectly with your double D's and your elegant eyelet dies too. Okay, so let's crack on and start making our samples that we're doing. So I'm going to start with the background of the second card so it can be drying. And I've got a piece of the Sentimentally Yours Super Smooth watercolour card here. And I'm going to go to my set 3 of my Sentimentally Yours watercolour blending brush pens. And we're going to take kind of a bluey green, and we're going to take another blue one here. And I need, not that one, I need a wider one than that. Nope. No, it will be that one. That's what it's going to be. Wide water brush. So all I'm going to do is start off by just scribbling some of the blues, because this is for the Under the Sea one. So very lightly add, you can see how lightly I'm doing it, some of the blue, the dark blue to my card. Don't worry how it looks, because we're going to wash it out. Then we're going to take the kind of greeny blue and just fill in some of the gaps. They will merge quite a bit. Where we've got it a little bit darker, we will retain some of that darkness. Going quite light. You could spritz the card if you wanted to, but don't spritz it first, because obviously you're adding pen to it, and you don't want your pen to be affected by water. Like I say, this is from set 3. Still got a few set 3s available on my website if you haven't got it. I'm going to take the wide water brush, get it going, and then just blend these two colours together. And I am actually squeezing the barrel as I go, because I want quite a lot of water. I want the pen to move quite a bit. This is why we're doing it first. You can obviously heat set it with your heat tool, but these things are actually better if you let them sit on their own. I shouldn't worry about the edges too much, because I'm going to go around with an oxide anyway. So we're retaining some of the little patches, which I quite like. So we're just going to pop that to one side and let it, ouch, pinch my finger, let it dry. It's very dark around at the moment. I hope we're not getting too much glare. I think we're all right, because I've got my light on. Definitely crafting weather at the moment. Right, so that's my background. That's for my second card. So my first card, I've got all my bits here. Let's see. Right, don't look at that yet. Right, so we're using a Scenescape, and I've got a double debossed square and an elegant eyelet square, and I'm using the Pure White and the Chocolate Bliss card from Sentimentally Yours. So we put the layers aside for now. What should we start with? Let's start with our fairy. And we're using this one. This one's called Ciana, I think. C-I-A-N-A. They're all printed. So they've got your carrier sheet, which is printed with the design, and they're all printed with the name as well, actually, on the carrier sheet. So that's great. You know what they're called and where they belong, because it's all printed. And of course, you can also see where you want to actually put the design on your Scenescape as well, which is quite handy to be able to do that. Right. Having said that, I've completely forgotten where I was going to put her, but it'll be all right. Now this is a 6x6, so I need my larger stamping platform. I need to find my magnets from the other one as well. I did buy some extra magnets. I think I can't remember the name of the company that had them on Hochanda. And do you think I can prise those magnets apart? They're well and truly stuck to each other. I think I'll have it slightly to one side there. And let's grab some more magnets. Now the Fairyscapes will take your VersaFine Clear. They do take a little while to dry with the VersaFine Clear because obviously it's quite inky. And you can also use your archival. So I think what we'll do is we will go for, what shall I do? VersaFine Clear or archival? Let's go for archival because it dries a little bit quicker. Might regret this, but I can always use VersaFine Clear as well. Space. Could I spritz with water and then blend the colours? You could spritz with water first, but remember you're taking the pen directly to the background, and in doing that you could transfer water to the nib. I think I said that, but you might have asked me that before I said that. So I wouldn't do that. It's easy enough to get your water brush dispensing with water. You know, it really does run quite smoothly. But you know, you could pick some up off of your mat instead of taking the pen directly, but you're not going to get it patchy, and I wanted it patchy. See the mess I make. Now this, don't expect when you use your Fairy Hugs stamps for the first time, don't expect a perfect image because they're silhouette stamps, and there is actually, you do notice with these, there is the coating from the manufacturing process, so don't expect it to be perfect. Also, when I'm using archival, I'm not expecting it to be perfect either. I think I do need to re-ink this. I'll try and remember to do it before Tuesday. I'm sure I've got a rinker somewhere. I meant to do it this morning. If you make a mess of your stamping platform like this, you can always use StazOn cleaner to get the archival off, because it's a little bit like, in some ways, like StazOn in that it doesn't come off very easily because it dries so quickly. Let's see where we're at. Nearly there. Just bear with me. I'd just rather use archival than VersaFine Clear because it dries quicker. It's nothing to do with the stamp. It's all to do with me and my ink. She's so pretty though. Give her a good press. See if I can get, because the silhouette's harder to stamp. Like I say, VersaFine Clear is easier, and we will be using it VersaFine Clear with some of the other stamps. I still haven't got her all. Do you know, I'm going to go with VersaFine Clear still. I'm going to go back to it. This is relatively new. Don't know why I just didn't start with that in the first place. Grab her. There she is. Beautiful. She's really lovely, isn't she? Okay, so we've finished with her. Get rid of the excess. And also, if you're keeping your stamps on your carrier sheets as well, you'll soon see if you're missing any. See, it's still a little bit wet, so we won't do anything else with it for now. I want to add some glitter to her, but I'll just do that in a minute. So we're going to go for a strip of our card here, and sit up there, please, thank you. we're also going to go for our, where is it, Vintage Photo Distress Oxide and a blending tool. And I've got, what did I do with them? Some strips of card. Oh, here's the do. Sorry about the camera. So we're going to just give this a tear and make some mountains and valleys. Could be any old scrap. You can see I've been using it for various things. And we're going to, what we want to do is actually create ourselves a bit of a background to extend. I could stamp directly onto this, but I don't want to because I want to add some depth to it and dimension. So what I'm going to do is use a colour that's very similar to this one here, and I'm going to try and get some hillocks going on there as well. Try. It'll be all right. I think I know what I'm doing. Right. So we're going to get some Vintage Photo. Just lay some down to begin with. This is the oxide rather than the distress. And again, like I say, it's on the super smooth card. Don't worry if it's a bit patchy. It won't matter at all because it blends in nicely. Then we're going to take our hillock bit. I'm going to add some more. Doesn't matter if it kind of moves at all. If you're worried about it moving, you can just use card rather than photocopy paper. You know, if you're worried about it kind of bending up. And what it does is it creates kind of, can you see it's created like light and dark going on there. So we'll add a little bit more Vintage Photo up here. You could of course splatter it with a little bit of water to give it a mottled effect if you wanted to. And then we'll add this again. Move it over slightly so they're not in the same place. And because you're going on top, you're making it a little bit darker than what's underneath. My screen keeps disappearing. I don't know why it keeps disappearing. Technology. So again, we've got, it's only subtle, but we've got a little bit of it. So we go again, and I'll put it this side this time. Hopefully you can see where I'm heading with this. I think next time I do, I probably will use a piece of card instead of a piece of paper. You learn, don't you? Every day is a learning day. And a little bit of a hillock here. And then we'll probably be done. Don't worry about what it looks like at the top. Doesn't matter. Okay. It's just a little bit of a suggestion. Nowhere near as good as this, but it's okay. If you wanted a darker colour like this, then you could perhaps go for walnut stain. That's probably the proper colour. But we've got Vintage Photo. Right, so that's that. Then we're going to go for Pine Cone VersaFine Clair. Are we? No, we're not. We're staying with, change my mind, we're staying with Nocturne. I'll get another piece of, because this'll wipe off really easily, but VersaFine doesn't. So I'm going to go here like that, and I'm going to grab my mushrooms. Lovely big stamp, this one. This is probably one of my favourites from this release, because you can use this with everything. Obviously, all these stamps that you've got here will work with other silhouette stamps that are on the market as well. Love, 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 love this one. Get a block. This one will do, I think. I've got little hands, so I don't get on with blocks very well. Hi, Jennifer. Nobody in the States. I thought I won't do an 11 o'clock, so our American friends can join in. Still, there's always catch up. I'm just going to test this first of all, because sometimes when you've been using other inks on it, it kind of catches a little bit. So I'm just testing it to begin with. That'll be all right. Give it another go. I do have to change my VersaFines every couple of months because I use them so much. But then they're all right for backgrounds. Right, so we're going to go part way up like this. Still got my squeaky desk. They're really funky. They're the sort of stamp that you can also use in your seascapes as well. They're not just for the fairies. They're great for the fairies to kind of dance along and sort of lean on. It's just a wonderful stamp. I'd say it's one of my favourites, and probably one of my top tips for Tuesday, this one. Because there is only one set of mushrooms on the show, whereas there are multiple fairies and multiple under the water animals that you can buy, but there's only one set of mushrooms, and this is just a phenomenal set as far as I'm concerned. It's almost kind of I don't know, like a moonscape kind of thing. You could see it on those sort of scenes. Not that we do moonscapes very often, but so there's my set of mushrooms, which are really cool. See how they kind of twirl and sit within each other. Fabulous stamp. Love that stamp. Okay, so then what I did was I cut them out into 2 pieces here. Oh, let's clean this up. Spritzer. There we go. I don't like getting things in a bit of a mess. There we go. Right. So split them up. So what we're going to do is we're going to, because she's kind of just floating on her own, isn't she? And I didn't want to have it so that I stamp directly onto here for these. So I can give them a bit of height, and I can have these kind of perhaps overlapping like that, so she's got those behind her. That's the thought behind it. Hi everybody. Yeah, I love the mushrooms as well. So what we need to do is put some glitter on her to begin with, because otherwise we're gonna cover her up, aren't we? So where's my quickie glue pen? There it is. I think we'll just add some little patches to her, so dark, to her wings. And Fairy Hugs do glitter powders, but we didn't manage to get sufficient stock for the shows this week, so hopefully when I bring them back again, hopefully I'll be asked to bring them back again, then hopefully we'll be able to bring those as well, which are ultra fine. So, but for today I'm going to use Sentimental Yours Rainbow Crystals, which is a lovely fine iridescent glitter. Normally got my light on, but if I have my light on, it'll reflect. I've only got my overhead on, so I'm hoping, and I will find out as soon as I put the glitter on, that I've actually got some in all the wings. You could of course use your gel glaze pens if you want multicoloured wings. That would be quite nice, or your Sakura Stardust pens, which would be lovely too. Okay, let's see where we're going. And we could put let's see, where should we put? Should we put another? Let's put some on these little whatchamacallit, the stamens of whatever it is that she's holding, just so that could be a little bit magical as well. Right, here's my bit of paper from my glitter. I know I had one. So remember, with the Quickie Glue pen, it goes on blue and it dries clear, so you want to wait until it's clear before you pop your glitter on. I don't think it matters too much if I haven't got glitter everywhere, but we'll see. So Rainbow Crystals. And you will find probably the glitter will stick where, as you can see, it sticks where the ink is as well. That's not a problem, because you just want a soft brush. This is one of the Cosmic Shimmer soft brushes. I do have these for sale. And you can just work your glitter off. That probably was a little bit too wet, but it will come off as the glitter dries. In fact, I might as well just do it everywhere by the looks of it. There we go. Okay. So she's very glittery now. You can blast the ink dry, which I probably should have done, and then the glitter would have come off. Facebook Live's just like live TV. Go completely wrong. Where's that gone now? It is. I don't want it on the scenescape. Definitely don't want it on the scenescape. Right. Okay, so let's get my layers. These ones. So we glue these two together first. Very simple card. You can obviously enhance it by having foliage all the way around if you want to. I don't think I want to on this one. I just want to have my mushrooms. I'm nearly at the end of this pot of glue. Oh, keeps going off. So we'll pop this one, hopefully straightish. And then we'll pop this one on with a bit of foam tape. Oh, lots of messages. It's all right, Janice, it doesn't matter. The background papers are called Fairyscapes, Grace. They are actually on the shows on Tuesday. I'm not sure how many you get in the pack. I think I got 6 designs, 2 of each, but I'm not sure what you'll get. The information for the new products isn't actually on the Hochanda website yet, because I did have a look this morning. But yeah, that's what they are, and they're 6x6. And you get some that have got the moon on them, and some which haven't. So obviously some are going to be great for using with the fairies, and you want to just avoid the moon ones when you're doing your seascapes, probably, I would have thought. Don't want to cover my eyes up. Open them up. You saw the mess that my room's in. It's ridiculous. So many shows to prep for. Don't know if I'm 100% straight on this, but we'll go with that side because that looks a bit better. Working around the camera as always. Okay, and then I'll add this with 3D foam again, I think. Do a bit of dimension. A little bit of dimension always makes your cards look a little bit more expensive. The background of the other one's drying quite nicely. The other one's quite a quick one as well. You can make really quick cards with these, especially when you've got the Fairyscapes to work with, because your background's all taken care of and you don't have to think very much, and I like that. Obviously, when I did the one with the fairy house, there was a little bit of colouring in to do, so but that's quite relaxing because it's very easy colouring in to do. I'm using woodwear foam tape. This is the 2mm foam tape. Pop her on here. Oh, it has smudged. That's a little bit annoying, isn't it? Right, I'm going to have to disguise that. That's because I used VersaFine Clear and I didn't heat set it. Can you see it's smudged there? That's very annoying. Very annoying. So, what should we do? Should we fix it? We could fix it, couldn't we? We start all over again. So I'm not happy with that. Let's just pull it off. let's just fix it like we would do normally. It's a bit of a shame because it's a waste of this scenescape, really. Right. I can't have that. I just can't have that. What we could do, instead of wasting this scenescape, let me show you. This is what we're not doing right now, but what we can do is grab your ovals, okay? So we could take that double debossed oval and we can actually have something on top of there instead and still use that background. So I'll try and do that this afternoon. So when I'm on the shows on Tuesday, you can see how I fix this, okay? So we don't have to waste that, but I just can't have that on my card. We'll do it again. We'll do it properly. If that's okay with everybody, if you've all got time. So let's grab another one of those. There we go, there's another one. There's that one as well. I wonder if that one, should we do that one instead? That's quite nice, isn't it? Let's use that one, but if she's facing up there like that, will she be right? Let's have a look. There's a lot of space there, isn't there? But she could be in the middle there. You see? Yeah, let's do this one for a change. Then I've still got one of each left to demo with. Right, all change. Okay, let's go back to our stamp press. I think what we'll do is, to make 100% sure, we will dust with an anti-static bag and we'll emboss this one. I've got my clear embossing powder out. Yes, right. There's always a way around it. And then definitely, without a doubt, if I emboss it, the VersaFine Clair is going to be dry. I mean, what I did before when on other ones is I've just persevered with the archival. But I do need to re-ink my archival, I think. Right, that's dusted within an inch of its life. So just rewind, go, right, we go back to the beginning, and we're going to grab our Sienna. We're going to put her, because we're on this other one, another magnet up there, we'll put her bang in the middle, there. To remember that I've got ink on this probably still. Okay. Move it over to one side. And VersaFine Clair. I do like the colours of these fairy scapes. They're really cool. I might need to do twice, but I won't need to do like 97 million times like I did before. I need to go once more, nearly there. There's such good detail on these stamps, they're tremendous. There we go, there she is. Right. Push that off to one side. And we'll add our embossing powder. So I'm going for the Crystal Clear from Mr. M. I prefer to stamp in black and put clear embossing powder on. And I don't get on very well with black embossing powder. Okay. quick blast. I haven't got a paint stripper like Kay has from Indigo Blue. Did you see her with that? It's just incredible, that thing. There she is. Nice and embossed. Okay. So we've got to go for our Quickie Glue pen again. Yeah, the thing is that, Chrissy, if I didn't deal with that mistake, the good old cameramen at Hochanda would home in on it, and you know, you can't. I just can't. I couldn't be doing with it. I couldn't live with that. It doesn't take long to fix it, and this is actually the first time I've actually embossed any of these, and I may well emboss them when I do the shows on Tuesday, because it's really lovely embossed actually. I don't emboss unless I have to normally. I just can't be bothered most of the time. But these have embossed beautifully. Right, so you're going again, get a little bit of Quickie Glue pen, and we'll grab our rainbow crystals, and it shouldn't cling anywhere other than where we want it, and we'll put a little bit on top of that again, just because we can. But that might be a mistake, because that one will take a little bit longer to dry. Right, let's see. I do want to pick out some, I was going to use some of Leonie's word stickers actually, because I thought that well, these kind of really fit quite nicely, and I like this one here that says she held onto her hat, closed her eyes and jumped, and she's got a hat on. So I thought we might use that one actually, so we can stick that on while we were just waiting for the Quickie Glue pen to do its thing. And then remember to actually brush the glitter away from the sticker, because it might stick on the edges. And we'll cut it down a little bit. So cut it at the commas, because you don't have to use them exactly as you get them. Like that. So I'm not very good at doing straight, so it might not be straight. Hold on to her hat. Closed her eyes. And jumped. I think that fits really nice. I don't know if you can still get those. They're on Hochanda, so whether they're still there or not, I don't know. They're probably under Clarity. Alright, so we just sprinkle this on. And it's only stuck where I wanted it to. Note to self, emboss more often. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Right, okay. So now we can actually put this together properly. So just pretend that we were at this point like 10 minutes ago, or however long it's been since I've had to redo this. And I need some more tape now, don't I? I've got tape there. I hate doing this. I hate putting tape on the bottom and then guessing where I am with it. But we've got a bit of a guide, hopefully. I don't know why this side is further over. Oh, that's because it should be there. Hang on a sec. Put it down there. That's what we want. And we put that one there. Just remember there's foam tape on the other one. You could, of course, make an aperture as well. So use the ovals to cut an aperture out from where she is and look into the card. Oh, there's loads of things you can do with a mistake. There we go. Right, let's see where we're at. Which was the right side where I'd aligned it up better. I think it's there. Alright, she's going to go on here. Should we add let's add a little bit of vintage photo around the edges actually, just to finish it off. Just sometimes makes it blend in a little bit better. I love the way that the oxides just stay wet on your sponge for absolutely ages. That's it, I like that. Put it on. Baff, baff, baff. Is that straight? Looks straightish. And then we'll put our shrooms on. I'm going to put one, I think, lower. So I'm going to glue this one on, and then I'm going to put the other one on with foam pads. So I've got one side that's straight on each side, so I know which one is going where. This is meant to be the easy card. The other one's a little bit more complicated, but it's still quite quick. Let's see if I can get the other one right first time. Right, that's going there. And then this one's going on foam tape, foam pads. Will they accept colouring? I don't see why not. I'll try in a minute, Jennifer. I do find that sometimes I need to add a bit of glue to them. See, that's not straight, is it? But what it means is that you can fetch them up. So I'll probably faff around with those afterwards. Especially when I've been using them in my journal, I found that they've come away. Might be different when you use them on parchment. Right, so they will have glue on them before Tuesday, that's for sure though. So that's going on there like that, raised up a bit. And there we are, there's our first card with our scenescape. Quite happy with that. I think that kind of works. And it doesn't look like, because of the way we got the mushrooms, it looks like those mushrooms belong with those, and it doesn't look like she's floating in the middle of nowhere. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm just reading all your kind of technical fault. Hi Lou, how are you, my darling? Right, okay, so we will glue that down before Tuesday, so that doesn't go anywhere. So now we're going to go back to our piece of card, which isn't actually 100% dry, it's nearly dry. Now, one of the things that I've got here is I've actually got like a seam at the side here. Let's see if I can get rid of this. They should move a little bit more, hopefully. Don't want that seam. I can get rid of it a little bit when I go with oxides, but or add some more water to it. See, it's blending out a little bit. Okay, not a lot, just a little. Let's give it a blast anyway. So I need it to be dry for when I stamp on it. And this is going to be our scenescape. It's good if we can get 2 done in an hour, won't it? Well, it would be 3 really, because I've had to do one twice, isn't it? Like I said, to recap, this is the Sentimentally Yours Super Smooth Watercolour card. And I just scribbled 2 of the pens from set 3 of the watercolour blending brush pens on here, and then I've used a wide brush to sort of move them around a bit, and some of where it was a little bit deeper has stayed a little bit darker, but these are the 2 that I used from set 3. Right, so on here now we're going to use Oscar, who is the octopus, and we're also going to use the net, which is a tremendous stamp. As you can see, this is quite a large stamp. So, oh, has my video ended? No, it hasn't. It's still going. Hang on a minute. Honestly, Facebook. There we go, we're back. Right, so this is a big stamp. Get rid of that. So this stamp measures, I think it's almost an A6. It measures inches, which is real money, almost 5 inches by almost 4 inches. So it's a big stamp, this, really good. And Oscar, if you're interested, he is 4 inches by just shy of 3 3/4 wide. So good size stamps. So this one, I'm just going to stamp it in 2 corners, and let's see, I must have a block under here somewhere. I've got blocks everywhere, stuff everywhere. My desk is a mess. That's not unusual though. Okay, so we're going to stamp this with some of my new favourite archivals, and I'm 2 missing. I took 2 out of the pack and didn't put them back. So there's 3 of one pack there, 3 of another pack there, and 4 of the last pack. And this is the one I'm using the most of, so that's just as well. So we're going to be using Vintage Photo Distress Archival. So what these are the archival inks. So they're going to be, as it says, acid-free, permanent, waterproof. So you can use these with your watercolours, but they're in distress colours. So obviously if you were watercolouring with normal Distress Vintage Photo or Distress Oxide Vintage Photo, then their colour is going to bleed. But you can use regular distress with your alcohol markers. This is archival ink, so it's waterproof, so you can use your watercolours with it, but you can't use it with your alcohol markers. Very confusing, I know, but it's a nice colour. And they're in these little dinky little ink pads, which means that you can get more colours for your money. I'm going to just do this off on a piece of scrap card first. I'm tending to do this with these so that I get a good impression second time, because when it's not been inked for a little while, you don't get such a good impression first time. But that's pretty good actually. I'm using the right one, aren't I? Who knows? I think it's the brown. Let's see and find out. It looked a bit dark on there. So lots of tapping. Doesn't have to be perfect. Excuses already. And we're going to stamp in 2 corners. Let's have a piece of card underneath so I don't have to clean my mat. We're going in this corner first. And I like this bit of the stamp where it's kind of shaped away, whereas that side's more straight. There we go. And we're stamping this corner as well with this side. One of these days I'm going to do it quite lightly, and it's not going to rock the camera. Here's my net, 2 corners, Babarooney, another of my favourite stamps. Then we're going to use Oscar, and we're going to use Oscar in the stamp press, so he can go in the little one. I need my magnets again. Could separate the magnets I have bought, I wouldn't have to keep doing this. There must be a knack. If anybody knows the knack of separating a pile of magnets, do let me know. Right, so this is going in the corner. And the archival has dried really quickly because that's what archival does, which is why I like it in these kind of projects. But I am going to stamp this off first of all. Put it on where I want it. So Oscar's going to go there in the middle. And I'm going to stamp it off first because I am going to use archival. Oh, I wonder where my Rinka is. I wonder if I could find it. You hear something fall over then, that's what things do in my room. Ah, there it is. Didn't need to move stuff. I think I've got some jet black Rinkas on my website. But this is how they used to come. They used to come in really big ones, but now they come in smaller ones. Let's just see if we can get this going. Chance to sink in. All right. Okay, so we're going to do him first of all, so make sure he's stamping nicely. I probably will. I know that the body needs a couple of stamps. I know that. Where's my... That's pretty good, actually. Right, so this is a technique that I saw Kay do on one of her Indigo Blue shows, and I thought it would work rather well with our Oscar octopus. See, because I've re-inked it, I'm making more of a mess of my platform. So let's give him a good old stamp. He's not too bad, is he? Let's go him again though, because I want him darker than that. And there is a good reason why I'm doing archival, and there's a good reason why I'm not embossing. So I'll explain that as we do work through the technique. Because if I tell you now, then you'll know what the technique is before I do it. And I like to keep some surprises. Just looking through your messages, see if I've missed anything that I haven't missed. I will read everybody's comments later anyway. Right, so he should be nice and stamped now. He is. Look, it makes a hell of a difference when your archival's nice and juicy. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to use some Indigo Blue Flake Flitter Glue, it's called, and we're going to use some gilding flakes. So I've got a piece of fat foam here. Now I'm really tight with my fat foam. It's like cut and dry foam, and it comes in Indigo Blue gilding flakes kits. And this is one I just keep, and it's just sticky. You can't use it to it's not wet, so you can't use it to actually use as is. But the beauty of using a new piece of fat foam is that the Flitter Glue actually sinks into it and it makes a really nice pad. It's not so easy to use it like this, but you know, I'm a glutton for so we're going to use it like this, and there is a way around it if I get a new piece of kitchen roll, because I did this yesterday. So we're going to get some, so I've got that right open. Oh, come on, Flitter Glue, there we go. That's far too much. Can't put it back in again, unfortunately. And we'll use a spatula to spread it about. You don't need that much. That's all I need. Don't look at the fact that I'm wasting any. Just don't, right? Okay, so now we're going to just add a little bit here and there. There is quite a lot here and there. I don't do little bits, really. Right, so that's on there. I'm going to just take a little bit off with that. 1, 2, 3, quickly and off. Okay. I'm going to just do it once more, a little bit again. Okay. So my magnets are stuck together. That's fine. This off here, and I'm going to put, I've got a little bit of water, and that's going in the water. The key with flitter glue is to clean up straight away. Otherwise you're in trouble. Also, don't leave it too long on your card. You can't see it, especially as we've stamped in black. What you also can't do is stamp over again. So because I've moved him off of my stamping platform, I can't then go back on with black because I wouldn't get him in the right place. Right, okay. Sort those magnets out in a little bit. So now we can put our gilding flakes on. Paper, and I'm using the copper kettle because I think the copper works really well with this particular kind of colour scheme. And we don't need much. In fact, that will be more than enough. That's plenty, I think. Sticking to my fingers because I've got some on my fingers. Don't you just love it? Don't sneeze, don't breathe, don't cough, don't do anything around flakes. And you've got a little bit of scoochie, which again comes in the kit, and we just rub that over the top. And so it's you get some of the gilding flakes in some of the areas and not in the others. And because we kept the stamp in the same place on the stamp press, it did go exactly where I needed it to be. Now, this is another reason why I stamped in archival. I'm really rubbing this really quite hard to get rid of the excess, but it's not disturbing the ink because the ink is dry because I used archival. Now, we know from the little episode earlier with the soft brush that I used to get rid of the glitter, which is actually a little bit black now, that the VersaFine moves quite quick. But you can see there we've just got a little bit going on with Oscar. And so each time you do it, it's going to be slightly different. I mean, the first time I did this, the only area that hadn't got flake on was there, and a little bit on his one of his tentacles here. So that's a more patchy version, and I'm liking that. So that's Oscar. So it's a really cool technique. Like I say, I saw Kay do it, so it's not my technique. It's just something that I thought was really cool and would work very well with this particular stamp. Right, so let's think. What do we need now? We need our layers. And I could have swore that I had some sentiments as well. Right, so we've got these here. So we use these because I don't know what I did with the ones that... Unless there's... Oh, there they are. Hang on. There's one. I think they might have fallen out of my bag. Yeah, we'd have to just cut the Explore out. Now, these are coming up from Sentimentally Yours on Hochanda on the 15th. Have to count back because I'm doing a one-day special on the 13th and the 14th, and I know it's after that. So these are new trio frame sentiments, different to the ones that have been out so far, and so watch out for these because I've only got 3 hours with them, so Phil hasn't ordered loads of stock. So we've got Explore the Journey, which I thought would fit quite nicely with an octopus wandering around on the seabed. I'm just reading your messages. Right, okay, so let's pop our layers on. So we go with foam tape. Got none on that one. There's so much foam tape. Ooh, didn't quite do an hour. Won't be long now though. So this is a going on to Phil's card. This is the blue sapphire, and we've used the elegant eyelet rectangles here. This is the next sized up from the double D that I used for my background. Don't forget to put some foam tape in the middle. You don't want a saggy middle. We always have to put up with that, unfortunately, as you get older. But, you know, if you can do something about it on your cards, it's worth it. I will be giving this card away because I've already got one of these. So I will be giving this card away at some point after the shows. So if you've left a comment, you'll go into the draw. If you don't want it, just tell me you don't want it and I won't send it. Let's see, I think that's straight. And then this is again going to go on to foam tape. A bit more dimension because it's fairly plain card, this one. So it's nice to build it up with a bit of foam tape. You can of course add other fishes if you wanted. You could put perhaps some of the seahorses on here, whatever you wanted, but I quite like it just with Oscar. And then we'll pop our words on in a sec. But there is just something I'm going to do with the words before we pop them on. Oh, stick. There we go. There he goes. Oscar. Right, so just to accentuate these, because I've cut these out with a little border. So it's, because they're trio frames, they've got 3 frames. If you cut them out with a border, they've got 4 frames. Haven't they? Oh, I don't want that one. I want this one. So, what I like to do sometimes is actually colour in this border here. So this is one of the blues that I've used in the background. One of the pens from set 3. Try and do it quickly but not make a mess of it. And then on this side too. It's quite nice to do this. I know I did it when we had the Flora Musicas on one of my cards, and I did quite like it. It looks like you've matted it with a different colour, but all you've done is just coloured in that one frame. That's quite nice to do. I think I do have some of the first set of trio frames still in stock on my website. At the moment. I won't be stocking the fairy hugs though, because I can't be doing with the customs charge that I keep on getting hammered with. So you will need to get those from Hochanda. And of course, if you get them from Hochanda, you don't pay any customs charge, you don't pay any post office handling fee, and you don't pay any VAT, because all that's taken care of by Hochanda. And it can end up, just the post office charge is like £8.50 or something. So it's it can end up being very, very expensive when you buy stuff from the States, which is a real shame, because I would have liked to stock them. Right, so there we go. Explore the journey. So we're going to put that onto foam tape as well, and Phil sized them so that you can actually just use your foam tape as is. Don't have to cut it down, split it, or use little pads, which is a win-win as far as I'm concerned. So let's see if I can get this straight, seeing as it's going to be given away. Explore. The journey. There we go. So 2 cards in just over an hour using the new Fairy Hugs. We've got the fairies on the left and the seascapes on the left and the right. So do watch out for these. As I said, I was going to just do that for Jennifer, wasn't I? Let's just do that. Sorry, before I go, let's take one of these. Let's take just a single word. Or black ones. Here we go. So noodle. Let's pull it out of the way. It's a bit of a funny one, isn't it? Noodle. Noodle and doodle have come up. Yeah, seem to take the colour absolutely fine. See if we can watercolour. You might not be able to do much with the watercolour though, because it's not watercolour card. It does move a little bit, but not much. But hopefully that's answered your question there, Jennifer. So yeah, going back to Fairy Hugs, yes, 3 and 7 on Tuesday. Brand new supplier to Hochanda, and please do join us, and don't forget to go over to the Fairy Hugs store group, ask to join, and then you'll be part of you'll stand a chance of winning whatever it is they're giving away. I don't know what they're giving away, but I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So thank you for your time on a Sunday afternoon, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Bye.